Mia.
Hello, Vicky. Hello, Brian. Is it just us?
Maybe. We never know with these meetings. And normally this Monday is the one that Stefan is doing, focused on marketing. But he's still not feeling fully better. And so we will just do tonight, keep a short meeting. I'm not sure who will turn up. Maybe in the future, if Stefan's still not feeling quite himself, then either me or someone else will run a marketing Monday, especially as we have the new sales pages and those things coming.
Edmund said he was going to be here.
You okay, you too?
Yeah, it's busy. I don't know where the time goes some days, and I'm still not fully well from the virus I got in Vietnam. But yeah, we're good. We're doing C9 cleanse.
Right.
We're on day
8.
Wow. Does give you energy, though.
Vicky's missing potato.
Yeah. I haven't felt the benefits of it yet, Mia.
Haven't you?
No, really strange. And I've been hungry the whole time.
Oh, have you? Oh, gosh, poor you. But we put all our potatoes in the ground today, so we're waiting for our crop to,
Oh,
the whole year, more or less.
All right. They will last you a whole year?
Yeah, more or less.
How much land do you have to farm?
We have 38 acres, but it's split between open ground and forest.
Okay.
But we're self-sufficient on warming and heating. So no, it's a nice way to live. It's a beautiful place. We have our own lake with loads of fish and birds, and the wildlife is brilliant. So yeah.
Sounds lovely.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, it is.
What does your husband do?
Well, he's a carpenter, but he's also in maintenance, so he can do anything. He can also, he's a mechanic, so he can fix your car and build a house and fit a new kitchen and whatever. And he's also good with growing things. He's one with nature. So this
sounds like a good guy to have around.
Oh, it is. You've met him. He came with me to Isle of Wight when I did the course, because he was playing golf then while I was.
Yeah, I remember now.
Yeah.
80%.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Well, life is good.
Yeah, that's very good. Hello, Stefan. Hello, Marjorie.
Good evening.
Good evening.
How are you, Stefan?
I'm good.
You
Fresh out
look well.
of the shower.
I was going to say, you look well, Stefan.
Yeah.
Yes, you do.
Thank you.
Edmund is just joining as well. Marjorie, it's been a while since seeing you, I think.
It has been a little while, I have to admit. It's nice to see you guys. You look well.
Yeah, and you. How's your new role going?
Baptism of fire. But I have to say, when you go back into the corporate world, you think things move on, but people's behaviors just transcend to the next decade and the next decade. But yeah, just to cut it short, they put a brand new warehouse module in, didn't do any testing and didn't take any ownership. I'm in a disaster recovery environment.
Oh no.
Yeah. And so they've just made it clear I'm going to actually have to live up there and forget about coming home every weekend for a while. So, yeah. But I put my foot down today. I was really proud. I'll tell you what, worry within, be brave. I stood up and said, no, I am not coming up on Thursday. I will come up on Monday. I was scared, but I did it.
Oh, well done.
Is it worth it, Marjorie?
Yeah, I think what it's doing is giving me my confidence back and reminding me of where I was before my breakdown, before I had my burnout, and recognizing that this time I never lost the skill set, but what I lost was my value and my belief in self.
Yeah.
And what it's giving back to me, and I think I need it to take my personal business to the next level, is reminding myself that I can be successful, I can say no, and actually recognize what I have to offer, which is something that when I was in that corporate world, I'd never, ever recognized. I spent my whole time in imposter syndrome mindset. And now when imposter comes in, I say, well, where's the evidence? I haven't got the evidence. So it's great because I think now when I work with my clients, I'm going to be working from a completely different mindset. So it's cool.
Good to hear.
Really excited, actually. I'm loving it.
Edmund, how are you?
I'm very well, Brian. Good evening to you and to all as well. Nice to connect with you. I'm sure you're partied out now for the weekend, after the weekend of celebrations.
We didn't do any partying. We didn't have a drink. Nothing. Because we're on a cleanse. Not the best timing, really. Wasn't a lot of planning, goal setting on that one. It's like come back from Vietnam, wasn't feeling well. Said, oh, maybe this is a good time to do a cleanse. Forgot that there was a celebration coming. Apple juice was the closest I got to any celebration. On my own with my flag.
We didn't have it. Well done to you. And how's the cleanse going?
Yeah, good. It finishes tomorrow, but I would like to lose a few more of the COVID kilos that I collected over a couple of years. Collected about 10 kilos that I don't want. And so I'm down to the target that I set some time ago in Warrior Within, which is 88 kg, but I'd like it to go a little more lower, and I'll be back to the same weight that I was for most of my adult life then. My body weight and shape didn't really change from about 19, 20, something like that, 21, right the way through until in my 50s. But then suddenly, and I think COVID had a lot to do with it, I just put on a lot of kilos, and not only did I feel it wasn't good for me, it was uncomfortable. It didn't feel like it was me. I was quite conscious of it. I was at 99 kilos at one point when we come back from Italy, and I'd set myself a challenge to eat all the food. Any food that I saw, I would just eat it in Italy. And a lot of the really yummy things, salami, Vicky didn't like, and Aisha didn't like, so I was eating for three. And when we got back to England and I got onto the scales, it said, one at a time.
But think with Brian as well, you also now have Vicky to look after you, and that could be why you have the extra pounds.
Yeah, it could be. So, any news from you, Edmund? What are you doing?
No, nothing, no news. I'm delivering online courses. It's called 7 Steps to Transformation, and I've got a lot of interest in that really as well. And I'm still kind of, even though that I'm doing the goal mapping with just since 2018, I still haven't got around to actually bringing it into the eye. I very interested in the call last week, and that's why I'm very interested in the call this week, as to how to introduce it to our IET community. Because oftentimes it's not about introducing goal mapping on its own. It's about introducing goal mapping with IET to combine it all, to bring it all together. And that's where my frustration is to a certain degree. It's like, you know, I nearly beat myself up and say, why the hell haven't I got it done already? And that's why I'm very interested in the Teams area. I don't actually understand how it works. So, and I know you've made the videos and everything like that, but I'm a little bit slow in learning. But when I get something, and when I learn it, I learn it. But I'm very frustrated.
I think what it is, Edmund, is that because I've been teaching goal mapping such a long time and in lots of different ways, I find it quite easy to see how goal mapping will combine with another system and where the connection points are and the important things to highlight for people or to say. But I've realized in the last few years that for people not working with goal mapping for a long time, it's less obvious. Even some of the things that I now feel are really obvious to me, they were not obvious to me, say, 10 years ago. So even after working with goal mapping for 15 years or more, there were some things that are very important now, I believe, when you're combining goal mapping with other things that were not obvious to me, even after teaching it 15 years. And so I was talking to someone, he mentioned you actually today, Gary Arthurs. And he's a very smart guy, very knowledgeable guy, really understands financial services and has this real passion to combine goal mapping with financial planning and life planning. But he does find it hard to see where the connections are and the structure. And it's something that I find relatively easy. So I suppose where that comes to is I'm always happy to explore that. Sometimes it's difficult if we're in a busy period to schedule in the time. But for instance, if you ever wanted to go through it on like a life lifter like this, we could use it as an exercise. And I think the starting place is before you look at the online program. The starting place really is on paper, and to say, okay, so what are the things about this special area where I want to work, this area of passion, and what are the things about goal mapping, and then where do they connect? Within your network, and I don't know a lot about it, but I have studied metaphysics for 30 years and have a lot of my own spiritual beliefs and understanding. So I think with your network, there is a lot of focus on energy and balance in the body. And I think you can show how goal mapping helps create balance. I think you can also show how, at a high level, what goal mapping is a lens for mental energy. I think some people that are working with energy are more into the idea of not having hard goals, and they talk more in terms of intention. And of course, goal mapping fits with that. It's a very balanced, flexible way of setting goals. That's why we use that movement with repose that is a key principle in Warrior Within. At a conscious level, a goal map helps you to get clear on what you want. At a subconscious level, it commands your magical genie, your autopilot, to move you towards it. But at a super conscious level, higher conscious or collective universal consciousness, as many spiritual people call it, a goal map is a lens for both focusing your intention, your mental energy, but also amplifying. Because what you're doing when you create a goal map is you're capturing the equivalent of a visualization. That amplifies the intention, the mental intention. You're also in the goal map capturing the feelings of why it's important. So you're capturing the energetic intention and focus in it. And you're also stating here are the actions. And the universe applauds action. And I always go back to the most core basic teachings. And at the moment, I've just picked up one of my old books about the teachings of Hermes. And nobody really knows how old it is, but certainly like 4,000 or 5,000 years. The origins of it are a little bit lost. But when you read those ancient teachings, they're all saying the same thing, and they say it in a simple way. And modern techniques are saying the same thing, but they often say it in a more complicated way. And they add lots of different names for it. I think it gets confusing. So if you look at all the old stuff, what it says is, by thought and word or feeling and deed, we make and shape our world. It doesn't say you can just sit there, think about it, it's going to happen. That does start the process. But we amplify it with feeling, and then we empower the energetic intention, the thought, even more when we take action. And I think if, I'd be very happy to sit down with you, Edmund, get a little more understanding of the network and your teaching, and suggest some of the areas where it fits together. In terms of then taking that and turning it into a product or a teaching, that's where you need to be creative in terms of what content do you want to deliver. So is it a document for people to download? Is it a video for people to watch? Is there some action you want them to take? Is it all three of them? And once you understand that, and it's best just to sketch it out on paper so you can sort of see it and play with it, or on a whiteboard, then you can start to make the boxes that go into the Teams builder that creates your workshop. And I was talking again to Gary about this because of him creating his workshop. We've got a new guy looking to become a goal mapping coach. I did a session with him earlier this afternoon explaining it. And it's about pretending you're the customer and the journey of understanding that you need to go on, or the student. So what do you want to see in the first box? What wants to go in the second box, third box, etc. Some of the workshops I've created are just for corporate clients and there is no public access. Some of the workshops I've created are open to the public and they have a free level and also a paid level. And particularly with network marketing companies, the combination of building an online workshop or team area where you've got a free area where people can just go and use and see if they like it, and then an upgrade area where they need to pay to do something that they now have an appetite for. And I find with network marketing, it's things like the to-do list, because if they're serious networker, they don't just want a goal map, they want an action plan and to-do list, or a life map, or understand it's important to have more than one goal map. Is those things that encourage them to upgrade. It may be the same principle with your network. I don't know, but like I say, I'd be happy to explore it, or if there's some things that you want to say or questions you want to ask now, I'd be happy to give you an answer on them.
Ryan, thanks very much. Very, very informative, and I would certainly follow through because, like you said on last week, I also have access to the American market and the Canadian market as well, and that's where I want to kind of help the IT practitioners right across the US, because it's been taught in 75 countries globally, and I'm seen as, you know, I'm seen as one of the top trainers globally. And it's an opportunity for me this year to actually get it out to a wider audience, really, as well, because they're in the same arena as I'm actually in, and I've been doing this now for 20 years. And that's right. So I'm very thankful for you for sharing your knowledge there, and I will certainly follow through on exactly what you have shared there as well. Thank you.
I'm happy to help you with it, Edmund. I think it's a good opportunity. I know you're very highly regarded as a trainer. Aren't you the most senior trainer in Europe at the moment?
Yes, there are 4 top trainers globally, one in Los Angeles, one in New York, one in Florida, and Joe Soap here in Athway.
Yeah, well done, mate. So I definitely think follow through. I think my feeling is, and it's only my feeling because I don't understand enough about it, but having some free level feels like it's the right thing to do. And then maybe there's a premium level as well. I don't know how you want to organise it, but if we arrange a Zoom daytime and we just focus on that one thing, and you tell me about the network and stuff, I think it'll be the same principles I've been applying for all the other teams. Will work the same, and then it's just a matter then of creating the content. But we can take it step by step, and of course, in the facilitator programs that we've just started, these first weeks, like Wednesday this week, and then the week after, are all focused on learning the content. But then week 6, we're going to focus on how you use the Teams area to create a workshop. And the thing to bear in mind with that, Edmund, is that it can be a bit of work to actually create your Teams area. But once you have it created, it serves in lots of different ways. So one way in which it serves is you can run workshops from it. So you can run a Zoom from it where you're screen sharing your team area like I do with Warrior Within. But if you've also recorded the video and you've created your own registration entry point, it's also a standalone product that people will access, or that you can market, whether you're making a presentation or not, because you have the video in there. And with the video, the way you need to approach it is, if someone is accessing that video without you, you want it to guide them through your workshop. So first video is all about, hello, welcome, and in this special area you can find, and scroll down, first box, you'll see there, blah, blah, blah. And then next to that, and then you're going to do this. And very quickly, you can, just in a couple of minutes, give an overview video that goes in the introduction part of your Teams area with some little written text, just like I've done with mine. And then after that, you progressively get more detailed with your video. So in the Zinzino team, if I show that, yes, thank you. So I think this video here, the overview video in the Zinzino one, is like maybe 2 minutes long. It's 1 minute 30. Now, I've filmed these straight onto Zoom. There's nothing difficult about it. I can show you how to do it if you're not sure, Edmund. These other videos, I took a little more time over. So this first one's about positive thinking, but again, it's focused on why positive thinking is important for network marketing. You will want to focus on, why is positive thinking important for the network? You know, what does it do for them? What are the benefits? And instead of me speaking, of course, wants to be you speaking. And I can give you my PowerPoint presentation, which you can use. And again, I can show you how you film it. It's not difficult to do. And this video is about 10 minutes long, I think. Let me just start it. We'll get a sense of how long it is. And here, as well as talking to the camera, I've got the PowerPoint on. And I like this. I like this format where there's a PowerPoint presentation, there's video in the corner because people like to see a face, and then I've got a box underneath where I can put some key messages and text. And I find this format works well. It also works on a mobile phone. And remember that we will have a goal mapping mobile phone app. The platform is already a web app, so it's not such a big step to create mobile phone app, which will be one of the next things we do. And if we just look at how long this video is, it's 11 minutes 44, right? And it normally takes me 15 minutes, 20 minutes to do the power of positive thinking, but here I'm just doing it really short, and I'm making sure that I explain to people why it helps with building a Zinzino business. But you would be saying why positive thinking helps with working with it, energy. The next video is much longer, because the next video I want to show someone how to build a goal map for what they want to achieve. I don't want to spend too much time waffling around just explaining it all. I want to get to it and say, let's create a goal map. And the best way that I found of explaining that is firstly to have my own goal map for the subject. So I created an example goal map here with the help of my client Zinzino, so that there's an example goal map for somebody to see. But once I had the example goal map, what I focused on was coaching a couple of people within the network to create their goal map for success. And so I recorded that, and that video of me coaching them has become the major part of the training here. And then I've got a link to doing a goal map. And when you create one of these branded areas, what you will notice is when you're putting in something like create a goal map, you're telling them what to do. And when they click the button, again, it stays within the branding. It's not taking them back to the main public website where they might get lost. It's keeping them in this one area. And you, at each box, you want to guide them into the next box. So at the end of this, I'm saying, okay, go create your own goal map. Click on the box to the right and follow the instruction to go through the 7 steps. Then I've got a box again. This is like 10-minute video, maybe even less, might be like 5-minute video, where I'm just explaining to them now about the goal mapping ritual, because so it's 10 minutes, nearly 11. Really important part of goal mapping working is getting people to follow through and look at the map. And so once they've done the map, I've got a box about using the map. But again, while it's the same principles I say in all my workshops, here I'm making it specific to building your network marketing business with Zinzino. I'm talking about sharing the map upline, sharing the map downline. And if we go through an exploration, there will be things that you can suggest that are specific for the people that you want to create this product for. And then because some people like to work with paper, I've got a quick link to download the templates. And I've got a recording here of me speaking at the Zinzino conference in 2020. And it's like maybe a 1-hour presentation that I did for them. The other teams that I've created like this one are all built pretty much the same. So there's a forever one, and there's also one for young living, the essential oil people. And then at the upgrade level, silver level, I've got a video about how important it is to extend out the detail of your goal map and have a to-do list. and I've got a quick link to the to-do list, and because they're at the upgrade level, I'm giving them here the Goal Mapping Adult Workbook, and then I'm going to encourage them to do a life map. And for a network marketing person, doing a life map I think is really important, because they want to map their qualities that they're going to work with, build their business and attract people. And I would have thought the same principle applies for your network, Edmund, that having a life map and having that at an upgrade level, just in the way I've done it here, would work well for you, because I can imagine how your network would really understand and value a map that helped them to be their best, because energetically to do their work, I would imagine it's an absolute vital aspect. And then gold level, again, just additional resources. And the workshop that I created for Forever Living is actually a little bit better than the Zinzino one now, because I've added more content to the Forever workshop. But I've built them all on the same principle, and gradually, one, I'm getting faster and faster at building them, but also we're ironing out the little bugs, and we're seeing the improvements we need to make the workshops even better. And the latest one we've been working on, Vicky started it, and then I've worked on it more the last couple of days, is this one that we've created for what we're doing tonight, Life Lifter. So this is the new Life Lifter Lounge. Gradually, I will look to use this more and more, and Facebook less and less. We're still posting Facebook, but a lot of the things that we put in Facebook at the moment, we're put here instead. And if there's things that the community want to share, downloads or videos and things, again, we'll look to put them here. And we've got the quick link to the meeting we're having right now tonight, quick link to the Facebook group, team chat, so that people can raise questions or give comments. And then we will put the recordings from each week here at the silver level. I will rename the levels rather than silver. And so the weekly recordings of the meetings will go here. Maybe not all of them, because it may be, especially with something like the masterminds that Nikki's been doing, that there's confidential things shared there that really should only be for people that have joined the mastermind, and not other people just looking at the recording. So we may not share all the different weeks, because I will want to take the opinion of other people involved, like Stefan, Nikki and others. But we will put a lot of the recordings here. And then at the gold level, I want to put recordings that will just stay for some time until we decide to replace them with a more updated recording that covers some of the fundamental important things for people that are becoming certified in goal mapping. So one of them, and I think this is your session, Stefan. In fact, I know it is, because I just saw your name there, about using Calendly. And I remember being on the session. It was a really good session, and Vic had the recording, so we put that in. We also had a really good session some time back, and I think you may have been involved in it, Marjorie, as well as Nikki. I don't remember, but I know it was a good session about how to create a really good coach profile. Now, I haven't been able to find that recording, but it's a recording that I want to have here. We'll get a new one done, because again, it's just an important thing, like an evergreen. All the time there are new students coming, or people that want to improve their coach profile. Top tips on how to do that's going to be important. And of course, we'll soon be evolving the coach profiles because of the new landing page builder. So a lot of the things that you can do with the new page builder to create sales pages, we will apply the same code to the coach profile so that you'll have much more ability to edit it, add things to it, move the sequence around, put in a video of yourself, various things that different people have been asking for the last year, but only now really are we in a good place to do it. We're just finishing off. We've created a new events diary system, which we should be launching this week. He's just putting the finishing touches to it now. And the thing with the landing pages or sales pages and autoresponders and funnel is that there's a lot of parts to it. And the more we've worked on it, the more we've realized that you can't launch at 80% or even 90%. And you've got to have all the parts finished, otherwise it doesn't work. And we've got some parts finished and other parts not. So it's delaying plans a little, but it's on its way. And marketing tips, again, tied in with this new initiative, of course, of launching the marketing pages. For people at the coach level, it'd be less about building pages, more about having flexibility with their coach profile. But we are going to provide 3 quiz funnels that a coach can choose to use if they wish. These will be ready built quizzes and funnels that they can just click a button and switch on if they want to. And what it will be is a link that they can post out with a picture and some text onto social media. And one of the quiz funnels is life balance quiz. Do you want to check your life balance? Take the life balance quiz. And that brings them into our life balance page, but a slightly different version of it, where they do a life balance check. There is no sign up. They just click and it takes them straight into an open page where they're guided by some video, do their life balance check. And then to get their report of their life balance check, it asks that they register. And in registering, they're creating a goal mapping account. And then it sends through their life balance check. Whichever area is low, it makes a recommendation for them to work on that area by setting some goals and consider getting the help of a goal mapping coach, which of course will be whichever coach sends out the link for the life balance check. It will also contain that coach's affiliate link. So if a person signs up, even if they don't do the coaching, it at least is helping the coach to gradually build their user base of people that are registered with them, which they can then message if they want to and start a conversation. We will also create a brain balance quiz to check your brain balance because it seems to be a popular thing. And we will create a what's your potential quiz. That's because, again, people like to know what is their untapped potential. And maybe a find your life purpose quiz as well. So there'll be some quizzes to choose from and the coach can just click which one they want to use, and they'll have some options about whether they want people to come back to them in terms of a connection or go to a landing page. And we're gradually working on the detail of that now. But then at the next level, at facilitator level and above into practitioner, that's where people be able to create full landing pages because of promoting their workshops. In fact, the landing page becomes an extension of the registration page. So when you're creating an online workshop, and if I go back into the Zinzino one that I was showing you just now, Edmund, just to give you a picture of how it will be, if I go into the admin center behind the team, if I click on view registration page, so there are a little over 1,500 people in this Zinzino team, and many of them will have never, ever visited the public goal mapping online, because many of the 1,500 come directly here to this page. The URL is online goal mapping /Zinzino. So it's like an easy URL. And when they register here, it takes them directly into that Zinzino area. Doesn't take them into the public goal mapping, then they've got to click a button, then they've got to find the team. It takes them directly into the team area. And this is quite an important thing, because when you're creating a program or a product that you want to work without you sometimes, then it needs to be guided. So you're looking to guide someone along the journey, life path journey, but it's a guided journey. And the way that you guide them, of course, is how you position your boxes and move people to the next box and the next box. But the starting place is to get them to register for your program. And then underneath here, this registration place, this is where you'll be able to create a whole landing page of information, videos, pictures, and various things that basically help you to promote your program or workshop or webinar, depending on what it is that you want to put forward. With the pages that me and Vic have been creating, some are for people to sign up for a webinar. Some are for people to maybe upgrade if they're interested to go gold. And some are pages focused on workshops. But with all of them, when someone signs up, they're creating a goal mapping account. And when you follow this same process and you create your pages, every time somebody signs up, whether that's to download something, whether that's to attend a workshop or a free webinar or something else, they're actually creating a goal mapping account. And it's through your affiliate, because it's you creating the page. And so they automatically go into your user base. So I think it's going to be a really important step forward. But there are a lot of different things connected to it that we're still getting clear on, not just the technology, but the principles and, you know, what is a right to do, and making sure that we, you know, respect people's privacy. And there's just a lot of different aspects to it. But we are getting there. And I would think in the next 5 weeks, we will be able to go live for selected users. And at the moment, those selected users for me are the people that have signed up to the current facilitator, because I've already made a commitment that I will present this on the last facilitator workshop, number 7. And of course, allow people to be able to go and use it for themselves. But we would keep it to a relatively small group. So people that are doing the facilitator, plus, you know, those regular practitioners, Nikki Wild, different people, Marjorie, etc., Stefan, that are part of like the core team, to make sure that we're getting as much insight and feedback as possible while we're still in the development phases, so that we are shaping the development in the way and the direction that's going to serve the most people. Because I expect if I was in a different situation, let's say there wasn't a certified community of life lifters like yourself, I would just be using Simplero or Kartra or one of the ready-built systems. But it only achieves something for me. I can't duplicate it for the community. And I realized some years ago that you know, the days of me doing things for myself are really gone. Occasionally there's a workshop comes up and the only person that really benefits out of it is me and the client. But the day-to-day work tends to be more focused on the things we need to do for the community. Like at the moment, we're creating a new coach guide, because a lot of coaches, when they're new, want a road map, and there hasn't been one, and mainly because we hadn't fully defined the process. Goal mapping coach, of course, is the newest aspect of the goal mapping certification. The facilitator practitioner have been around for years, but the coach relatively new since 2018. But I do feel really happy now with the way it is defined and the journey. And so we have two documents on that, new documents. One is the 50-day coach challenge, and we've mapped out what people need to do in the 7 weeks of the 50 days in order to complete it. Some people like Miriam here got ahead into it, and where there wasn't information, she asked questions, got the answers she needed, got on with it, and did it well, and did more than she needed to, actually. But other people, even with good intention, sometimes get lost. And we've seen this year quite a lot of coaches that have started and not finished. And they still intend to carry on, but they've become distracted or they've gone off track somewhere. And so a little more documentation. We've got the 50-day coach challenge and now the certified coach guide. So we've mapped out what you need to do with a client, from setup with the client through to next coaching session. We've mapped out what it is you need to do when you're in that dream sequence piece, and the questioning part specifically, because it's a simple principle about questioning, getting them to change the words. But if you're new to it, it's quite a bit to remember. And so I've mapped that out, and Vicky's scripted out the 7 different dream sequences. So the first part of the dream stays the same for all 7. But the second part of the guided visualization, the dream sequence, changes map to map. So the happiness map is a little different from the self-esteem map. It's a little different from the well-being map. And again, it's something that I quite enjoy playing with. I just make it up each time. But I know that for a lot of new students becoming coaches, they would like the script. We have it on video, but we didn't have it in written text. So that's also now in this coaching guide, and the outline of how you coach a client, and whichever script you choose to work with will be download sheets, 1-pagers that you can download and print out. So you can have them at the side of your computer or on a little board on the wall or something to look at, to keep you on track and to take the pressure and the stress out of the coaching session when you're new. And once you're familiar with it, you won't use them, I don't suspect. But in terms of support materials, it's been waiting for a while. It's just been difficult scheduling the time to work on it. But we're well through that now. And so a lot of things going on in the background, both in terms of a support material that's printable and PowerPoints and manuals, as well as the technical developments that are taking place with the new landing pages. I think by end of the summer, sort of beginning of September, around that time, we'll be in a very different place. And I have quite an important booking and presentation for a network marketing company at the beginning of September. And so it's really important for us. We're pushing quite hard to have these things in place because the network Young Living, I know that there are a lot of coaches and therapists and people that are interested in becoming certified in goal mapping within the network. Judith Marcus, Linda Hoff, I think a whole bunch of people signed up after the last one. And so I want to have our new pages and the page builder system that coaches can use in place, ready for that. It may be that I would like actually some input from the community on the quiz funnels and what are some of the great questions, like attention grabbing questions that can be included in the funnel. But the way in which we're planning to build it is that at the facilitator level, you can also create your own quiz funnel because you'll just be able to select, okay, I want 6 pages with multiple choice questions on each page where you can ask a question, and there's like 3 or 4 different, you can choose how many dots you put in for somebody to click, I want this one or this one. And so you'd be able to create your own quiz to make it relevant to whatever your workshop was, or if you had some specific coaching, you could have a health quiz, for instance, or a wealth quiz. And so that's the plan. And the quiz funnel part is the next stage of the development now. But it's something I've already spoken with the tech guy about, and he thinks it's simple enough because it's really just an extension of many of the things we've already been doing. So I don't think it's going to take too many weeks to pull together. So it makes sense to everyone.
Wow. I'd like to send you, I've been reading a book called The Prosperous Coach, Brian, and the creator
What's it called, Edmund?
The Prosperous Coach.
Prosperous Coach, okay.
Written by Rich Litvin. And part of it is, he actually sent me a questionnaire, questions, 121 questions based on every aspect of the Prosperous Coach. So I'll forward that on to you tonight.
Well, I'd like that, thank you.
Yeah, I think that it'll actually be of benefit to the community and to exactly what you're talking about really as well.
And did you fill that in, Edmund? Did you go through those 120 questions?
No, I'm going to talk to Marjorie this week and I'm going to ask Marjorie a question.
Edmund, can I have it as well?
Yes. Can you send me an email and I'll send me through Messenger?
Yeah.
If you don't mind, because you're not.
Have you got Edmund on Messenger?
Yes. She's on that. Yes. Miriam.
All right, cool.
Facebook.
Cool.
Just to say that it's very, very powerful and covers every aspect of the Prosperous Coach really as well. That's sold over 70,000 copies.
Yeah. No, I look forward to it. And we want the community to prosper. And that enables helping more people. The more we prosper, the more we can help people. I remember being at Brendan Burchard's workshop in London in 2014. And he was talking, who's about the purpose and who's about the message? And everybody's like, yeah, it's us. And he said, if you can't make the money, you can't maintain the message. You may have a real sense of purpose and a mission and a difference you want to make in the world. But if you don't learn how to market yourself and make some money, you can't go out there and deliver the message. It's as simple as that. And so there has to be a balance between purpose, but also making some sort of profit in order to continue with the work you're on. And I think there are a lot of coaches that struggle with making a profit. I think they're very connected to making a difference and having a purpose, and then don't always connect with making a profit. Particularly, I think for some that are new, that have gone through a life change, haven't been a coach before, there's that sort of imposter syndrome sometimes for some people to get over. I've seen that crop up a number of times in different people. So I think the more that we can give balanced help. I've been on so many marketing webinars and conferences that are just too pushy and salesy for me. And so instead, I've tried to learn the principles and listen to all the advice and the top tips, but then to find a balanced way forward. And it's not landing pages that are a problem, it's what you put on the page sometimes that I think is distasteful. And receiving an email isn't a problem, it's whether you're being bombarded with emails like some of the marketing people do. I'm getting 5 and 6 a day sometimes from the same person. It's like, just go away. And so it's about finding the balance. And of course, just like we're teaching goal mapping, that is different for everyone, because I think it very much depends on your style, but also your target market audience. And some people are more interested in having more information, and I think other people are less, and a different approach. And the reason why I decided, and me and Vic talked about it ever such a lot, and Vicky's been on all the mastermind groups with me this last year as well, where we've been looking at the marketing, is that a quiz funnel is something that I think any coach, when they're new, can use. It doesn't really require that they even film a video of them. They haven't even got to make their own funnel. They can just switch on the ready built one, because whatever the life balance check says, it's going to suggest create a goal map, and the coach can help them with that. Or if it's a balanced brain, again, it's going to suggest doing a goal map or life map, and the coach can help them with that. Or if it's your potential, it's going to be about going goal map, or purpose as a goal map. So I just think it's the easiest way to help new coaches. And then with the more experienced coaches, maybe they will want to be filming their own video and doing things in a more sophisticated way. But I've been searching hard for which way is going to work for the most people, and to make it simple. And so I think this is it, this combination of quiz funnels, landing pages, and of course, webinars, although I much prefer the word masterclass. And it may be that going forward, I stop running webinars where people are automatically muted, which is the difference between webinar and meeting. On a meeting, it's like we are now, people can unmute the mic and speak. And the masterclasses that I run every month, and I'm going to continue that just ongoing. I think it's a good format, the monthly masterclass, and gradually we're seeing people upgrade either to gold or sometimes to coach level. I might stop running those on webinar and run them on meeting mode, so that it's just easier for people to interact. And we can mute everybody if we want to, just the same. But I'm going to give it a go and see how it works for a couple of months, and play around with it, because I much prefer the concept of delivering content and having interaction. even if it is a sales webinar, running it as a meeting where I'm asking people to interact and ask questions and guiding someone to create a map, I think is a much better, more authentic way of me interesting people into becoming coaches, rather than trying to sell them through a webinar, which has been a lot of the advice I've received in the past. I think with goal mapping, there's an opportunity to really enhance the try it, you will like it approach. Over the years, what I've noticed is that when people try goal mapping, when they create a goal map, normally they like it and quite often they're achieving something. And on paper, it was a bit slower, but it still worked, that people would try it, they would like it, and then they would buy something. They would buy a book, or they would buy a place on a workshop, or they would buy a certification, become a practitioner. But it was try it, you will like it. And of course, they also went and recommended it. And the online is just so much faster. Same principle is what I'm planning to follow. Try it, you can do it for free, you will like it. And mark my words, I think you'll achieve something. And I think as long as following that principle in a smart way, and we're not giving too much away for free. So one map, and they can watch some video. We may change some other things around, but pretty much as it is at the moment. And then just to encourage people to upgrade, whether that's through the quiz funnel, or whether it's through other types of pages. But more and more, the plan that me and Vic are trying to follow is to not only find other coaches that are interested in coaching goal mapping, of course, but to really now start to build the community base. It's a little over 24,000 at the moment. We would like to move that up to 33,000 and to have a news feed, so we make much more of the community side, and start to connect customers more with coaches, because it's a win-win-win. Really think it serves a customer to have a one-to-one coaching. Miriam asked the question the other week about, the videos in there. There's a lot of video in there, good video. Why would they want a coaching? Nothing's as powerful as a coach asking you good questions and getting you to play with the words. And the video doesn't do that. It's difficult for people to look at the video and think, and it needs a coach to be live with them. I think the value of that is tremendous. And hand on heart, I think it's tremendous. And so I really believe that the next step that we will move to of effectiveness is connecting customers with coaches, and making recommendations and finding smart ways to do that. Good for the customer, of course, good for the coach, good for the community and the platform. And we need to make some changes with the tech and the layout of the website to create a more prominent news feed and part of the community. And we've got to make some changes where people can make a comment on a map, or put a like and a thumbs up, leave a positive comment when someone shares their map, those types of things. And then some changes with the tech, so that we've got a search feature that if somebody says, I'd like help with my map, we can find through an algorithm piece of code a suitable coach for that person, either in terms of the goal the person is looking to achieve, or the person's geographic location, or maybe the language that they would like to work in. And again, there's details to think through, but that's our longer term goal. That'll be next year. And to make that work in a good way, we also need to launch the goal mapping app for the mobile phone. It's 80% done. In fact, Tech Guy's been working on it again these last days because I've told him that we really want to launch this next year. And the reason why that's important is it allows you to send out notifications. So if you're running something like a quiz funnel and you're starting to build your own user base or community within the goal mapping platform, you can send out notifications and messages to people through a mobile app that really doesn't work if you're trying to do it through email. It also means that if you're coaching someone, you can go to the coaching page, look at their goal map, and you can leave even just a 1 minute voice message of feedback. Change your goals to capital letters on the first word. Make sure you're using I am statements. The whys want to be more emotional. Give a little more detail on the how. I notice you don't have any to-do list. You can give a very succinct piece of feedback, make those changes, and then let me know, and I'll go in and look at your updated map. And we can arrange then our next Zoom session. So you can get them to make changes without necessarily needing to go onto a Zoom, open up a laptop, stuff like that. And I know some of the coaches that are already working that way. Helen Churia is one. But at the moment, it requires using sort of the normal website and a mobile phone and using WhatsApp or similar to leave the voice message. But once we have the app, it'll be easy just to combine it all together and you'll be able to leave the voice message through the app. And so long-term plans, build the community bigger, have the app, and really start to see how we can connect up coaches with clients and also users on goal mapping that want to work together in united projects, like maybe picking up litter, that type of thing, collective goal maps, collective goals. And so building the user base as well as attracting more coaches in. And the part we're working on at the moment is key, which is having the ability for coaches and facilitators to reach out and use some of the marketing tools. I hope that within the next couple of weeks, I'll be able to show a presentation of how it works, connected to also making it available for test group. And I take it everybody here would be happy to do that. I know a lot of you have already said yes before. So it's just about waiting to see how much we get done in the meantime, because I know that we won't finish all the things that I'm waiting for in the next 3-4 weeks. But hopefully we'll have enough done where at least we can open it up to the test group and then start to get a bit more detailed feedback. So it makes sense. I know it's both bigger picture as well as the things that are happening at the moment, but just so you can see the direction in which we're heading. We're still doing, of course, day-to-day trainings and workshops. So we're away for a week soon in Athens to work with a corporate client there, and also to certify another 3 people in goal mapping. And we've got workshops coming up with business groups here in the UK. But really, it's the online that I think is the answer to the goal I've been working on for so many years of looking to reach 7 million people, because it brings all the parts together and the community together, and it's obviously a group effort goal. Any questions about any of it that anyone would like to ask? I'm happy to answer, and if not, then we'll finish up for tonight. And I'm not sure whether Nikki is running the mastermind group next week. No, it isn't. It'll be the week after. Yeah, okay. I saw both your hands go up. Miriam, would you like to go first, and then Stefan?
I have a couple of questions.
Yeah, okay.
You showed this Senzino area,
Yeah,
and then there was this PowerPoint with the YouTube video in the corner.
yeah.
How do you do that?
I will explain that when we do the week 6 and we cover the Teams area. But I can tell you quickly now that I have a PowerPoint which is different from my normal PowerPoint. Okay, so the thing that is different is I have left a white space in the top left corner. So I have the main things I want to present are in the main part of the PowerPoint. Then I have this blank space where my video goes of me. Then underneath that, I have a box where I write quotes or key points. And then there is a program, it's free to use, and it's not so hard to learn, called OBS. And you can just download it for free from the website. And you can set that up, and I will show you how you set it up in the week 6 of the facilitator. And you set it up so that your PowerPoint is showing, and it's also capturing video of you, and that is going in the corner. And the thing that I recommend you do, if you do not already have one, or if Mario doesn't have one, buy a clip-on camera, okay? Because the quality of the video when you have clip-on camera is just so much better. It's good for webinars, it's good for recording, it's good for everything. Okay, so you have one. But for anyone who doesn't have one, clip-on camera, if I take off my clip-on camera now and I go to my normal laptop camera, look at the difference. All right, so that's my normal laptop, little camera. And here's the clip-on camera. So it's a good investment if you don't have one. And
Logitech's are
yeah,
very good. Yeah.
So that combined with this web program OBS, and you can just download it for free. Go to Google, search OBS, download. You'll find it.
OBS Studio?
OBS Studio, yeah.
Okay.
You can also use it for streaming. So it's a good platform. I've known it some years, and that's the way to create the videos. And I can send you, when we are closer, but I can send it soon if you want to play with it. I can send you the PowerPoint presentation that I created for Senzino, so that you can copy that and you can see there what is the size that I'm leaving for the video. And you can just take out the words I have, you can put in your own words, and you can personalize it in that way. I will share them when we are coming close to the week 6 for other people to use as well. I'll probably create like a master version, which is then easy to personalize with your own things. But if you want to play with it beforehand, Miriam, it's no problem. I can send that.
Oh, great. I have, because I love this development, and then my brain is like, oh, and this and that, and the ideas are there. And yeah, maybe I can share it, but I have this free app, and also they have a premium option. But
Yeah.
the free app, the app, the name of the app is I Am.
I am.
I Am, and all day long, every hour, I get this I Am, and then also in my own language. You
Yeah.
can put this in the setup.
Oh, yeah,
And then what you can do is like the affirmations you like. So there is this algorithm, and you can also create your own affirmations. So you can put in the affirmations of the goal map. So
Okay, yeah.
that's a thought for the future. When you
Yeah,
are
it's a good
creating-
creative idea.
Yeah,
Yeah, maybe that would be certainly interesting to try it, Miriam, for sure.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's just because it really helps me. Because the funny thing is, the affirmations I get all day now, it's like they yeah, you know how the phone is. There's no privacy anymore, so they know my goal maps. I'm
And
sure.
life mapping affirmations would work well because they
Yeah.
are all nearly always a life mapping affirmation is I am.
Oh yeah.
And my current one is I am green and growing.
Yeah, I can share the app in the notification if you like. In the,
Yeah, do. And
uh,
Stefan, did you have a question?
Yes, just if you're opening up the Life Lifters team now, so we can upload the videos we have already.
Yeah, we can add you and the others here. We're waiting for Tech Guy to put everyone in the team because otherwise we have to manually put each person in the team. We can't import at the moment. So easy for our Tech Guy to do, but we can't actually import in a simple way. So it may take 24 hours, but if we put you in and the others here, so you can go and have a look. In fact, we probably do that after we finish tonight, because that'd be quite quick to do, wouldn't it? Yeah. If you want to go and have a look, yeah, cool. Anyone else? Any last question?
And first of all, thanks very much for thanks very much for sharing. And you've given me the fire now to give you the push to come to shove now to actually do something now as well. I'm going to send you 2 documents. I've also come across the Prosperous Coach summary. And if I could just share one thing with you on that, it says the hummingbird net on every page. Timing versatile hummingbird symbolizes the message of the book. The hummingbird can rotate in a complete circle, fly forwards, backwards, up, down, sideways, and upside down. Law of physics says it should be impossible for a hummingbird to fly. So in effect, then it goes into the breakdown of each of the chapters. And I'm going to send that to you. I'm going to send that to you as well. But
Thank you, Edmund.
I also have a verse here called Heaven's Grocery Store. If you mind, can I share it with you?
No, please share it.
Last Thursday marked my 20th anniversary of leaving grocery retail, because I left it on the 2nd of June 2002, and on that date I started on my personal development and spiritual journey. So,
I think you would have been the most interesting person that I could have bought potatoes or greenery from.
Thank you. So the verse is it's called Heaven's Grocery Store. I was walking down life's highway a long time ago. One day I saw a sign that read Heaven's Grocery Store. As I got a little closer, the door came open wide, and when I came to myself, I was standing inside. One handed me a basket and said, "My child, shop with care." Everything a Christian needed was in that grocery store, and all you couldn't carry, you could come back the next day for more. First, I got some patience. Love was in the same row. Further down was understanding. You need that wherever you go. I got a box of 2 of wisdom, a bag of 2 of faith. I just couldn't miss the Holy Ghost, where it was all over the place. I stopped to get some strength and courage to help me run this race. By then my basket was getting full, but I remembered I needed some grace. I didn't forget salvation, for salvation that was free. So I tried to get enough of that, save both you and me. Then I started up to the counter to pay my grocery bill, for I thought I had everything to do my master's will. As I went up the aisle, I saw prayer, and I just had to put that in. For I knew that when I stepped outside, I would run right into sin. Peace and joy were plentiful. They were on the last shelf. Song and praises were hanging near, so I just helped myself. Then I said to the angel, how much do I owe? He just smiled and said, just take them wherever you go. Again, I smiled at him and said, how much do I really owe? He smiled again and said, my child, Jesus paid your bill a long time ago.
Oh,
Nice words, Edmund.
Absolutely. Thank you. I just wanted to share that with you. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for sharing. It's lovely to see everyone. I wish you all very well. Oh, I've just come off the video. Second time it's done that tonight. Wednesday, for those that are joining, of course, we have the next facilitator and practice sessions. And then on Thursday, group coaching again for anyone that wishes to join. Wish you all lots of love. Be in touch soon, and we'll add the names in a moment. And go check out the Teams area. Find it in the blue button. See you soon. Bye for now.
bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.